No, what's on? What do we have on the agenda today?
Well, I wanted to go over, let's see here. So Sebastian has a protobuf folder in GitHub, and he's added several new files, proto files here just in the past few hours. Perhaps we can look at those, and I'd like to get a better understanding of what those files are and how they fit into the scheme of things. I'm still working on getting acquainted with protobuf, what it is, and how everything fits together.
Yeah.
And I'll catch Gary up to speed, or we can catch Gary up to speed on our conversations earlier today during our node testing. Hey, welcome back, Gary.
Yeah, I've been listening, so I've heard what you said since Jim has been back. What happened in the?
Yeah, so earlier today at our node testing session, Avrin, the Chinese front-end developer, joined us, and I put some notes in the agenda for today, just so you have it, or for everyone to. So we have kind of a roadmap, a wallet roadmap, starting the discussions on what are the pieces we need and who's going to be able to contribute. But with Avrin, providing that front end piece, so he has my RChainWallet.com reserved. So he's going to make the web interface to that. It'll take him a week or two. So he'll be able to provide a demo of just that GUI. It's not going to work on the back end or anything, but he can kind of show us what it's going to look like. But on the back end, we need to here. Let me show my screen, and I'll just kind of orientate you on what our action items are here. What's going on? Bear with me here. So as far as we're going to create a wallet. The features will be a rev transfer, see a balance, and see the history of the transfers. And Avrin, he's ambitious, so he started bringing up smart contracts. So in the future, he wants to incorporate that aspect into the wallet. So that's hey, Lemuet, bonjour. Welcome.
Hi.
Yeah, we were just earlier today. During the R node testing, we had Avrin, who is a Chinese front end developer, join us.
Arvin, isn't it?
Arvin, what have I been saying? Avrin.
Yeah. It's ARV, not AVR. Arvin.
Yeah, I thought it was Arvin as well. Rhymes with Marvin.
What happened?
We just lost Steve. He froze up there for a spell.
Yeah.
I'll be available in 20 minutes, I think. I'll join again in 20 minutes.
Okay. We'll see you then. No, Zipper, I don't have access to that.
You logged in the wrong account, Gary?
Not to my knowledge.
I guess you just need some account, not special account, but just be logged in. Anyone can create account here.
Oh, I see. That's the same thing we had. With, Arvin. And Ed, we just lost Steve.
Oh, at sea?
Hi, we just lost Steve. He had a bad connection or something.
Oh, no, I said, did we lose him at sea?
Oh, no.
Okay. Well, that's good.
He was saying we wanted to go over the updates to the APR, to the API.
Nope.
I think. Is that right, NetZipper? Do we have a link to the new API?
You need a link?
I think so. Now you have there. You gave us a link, NetZipper, to testnet diagnostic files.
Ah, yes. I send you a link. We was talking about this today at the node testing session, and I just found out in the run deck there is mention of that link.
Okay, still have to figure out how to use that run deck effectively, which I won't play with it until I know how to use it. Really. And Steve is back. Oh, he's back on his phone. Can you hear us, Steve?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah. Your machine died?
Yeah, my machine died. I don't know. I gotta figure that out. But yeah, I'm on I'm on the phone right now. Let me work on my computer here for a moment. I'll be right back.
Okay. And here's the I'll put the link to the agenda in here again. And, so okay, so we have There's a link in the agenda. The protobuf stuff. There's no README. Deploy service version 2. Proto files. So, Nutzepper, you want to share your screen and go over these or something? What do you think we should be doing here?
I have a loose connection, so I can't share.
Okay, we have.
I've got my computer up, but I just need to get internet connection here. Yeah, I guess one thing was to go over the those proto files, or what all are you guys working on? Yes.
So I would like to see some documentation of the new protobuf files, but this is the I don't know what these proto files are.
Yeah, that makes it kind of tough when we don't have explanations of what they are.
Sorry, what's the question?
Nutzipper, have you looked in GitHub in the RChain repository?
Yes.
There's a folder for protobuf files that Sebastian created, several protobuf related files recently.
Yes.
And I was wondering if you've had a chance to look at them, or if you have any insight as to what those files are and what they do.
Yes, sure. These are gRPC description of the gRPC API, which nodes are talking to each other. So basically, Sebastian created deploy service v2 and propose service v2 proto. So these proto files describes gRPC API where every endpoint returns the specific type. Sorry, who is ringing? No, it's better, thank you. So previously, if you look, for example, into deploy service v2 proto, you can see that under the service deploy service v2, we have a bunch of endpoints: do deploy, get block, visualize DAG, and so on. So previously, all these endpoints have been returning either, type either, which was not clear what exactly the type is. And the proposed solution is that each endpoint returns its own type. So when we generate code or when we use some stuff which is automating work with this API, some tools, these tools can have access to the particular endpoint, particular endpoint type. Does this make sense or not?
Yeah, yes, and I'm still getting need to get a more of a background and familiarity on the importance and what protobuf does. So I'm working on that, but this is helpful as far as our discussions that we've had, our ongoing discussions that we've had over the past few weeks.
Yeah, so I think that, does anyone worked with the gRPC before, with RChain gRPC before?
Right, we're not really familiar with the use of the, I mean, I don't think any of us here have worked with the gRPC service before.
Ned,
no.
did you somehow was related with this stuff?
I mean, I've heard of it, but I've never actually worked with it myself.
So this is, I mean, we can see here definitely the change. We have another service here, V2. Do we have an example of anything that uses V2?
Actually, this is this same. To make use of these protofiles, you need first generate client code. So you should use Proto C compiler, which will compiles client code for you. You can look how this is done. For example, in Tomislav's repo, there's a nice description about this. So basically, with these new protofiles, new descriptions contain the return type, which makes much more easy to debug. It makes dApp developer lives more happy. So if you never try to use this, so this stuff doesn't actually mean a lot for you. So if you're just used a Node CLI, so you won't need this. But basically, this is the entry point for talking with our node programmatically.
Right. Okay. Very good. Why I would, yeah, I was going to say why I was rebooting my computer. Has anyone reviewed or gone over what we were discussing earlier today on the R node testing to catch Gary and Lumet and Ned up on our conversations?
You want to take the screen share? Oh, is your phone?
Yeah, it's on my. I'm operating from a phone right now.
So hey, before we change topics, can I just ask a question about the gRPC?
Sure.
And sorry, I was a little distracted, but let me turn my camera back on. If my understanding, and excuse me if this is already said, but the RChain API has been updated, right, with the new protobufs? So the RChain API.
No, it's another API which is running with the old one.
What do you mean?
So the old API, which is used in internal R node testing and nodes interconnections. And this one is like for dApp developers.
if you look at deploy service here, okay, you'll see that we have the deploy service and all the do deploy and the get block, they all return either. Okay, which.
Okay, I'm just trying to think of this from a higher level. I'm a dApp developer. I'm writing in JavaScript, and I want to call the RChain API. Right.
We were just looking at that. Okay, so here's the version 2. So now we have the service version 2, which we include, but we want to use the version 2. Okay, and here we have Thomas Love's code for the client, and Nutzipper was saying that we have to do the same thing here that he does there, which
okay, but my question is, do I have to know gRPC, or can I just call the RChain API? And I call the RChain API, and I get back whatever.
What are you going to call? What do you mean by calling API? Which technology do you use to call API?
It's not a REST API. RChain is not a REST API.
No, it's not a REST API. It's a gRPC API. It's another type of communication.
I didn't realize that. So the API, so to use the RChain API, I have to know gRPC.
Actually, you have to know how to generate client code out of the protobuf description files.
Okay, so it's okay. I kind of thought all along this was a RESTful API. Okay.
No.
well, Dan's API is sort of like that, sort of RESTful, right? But that's client side. I mean, that's server side. You know, Thomas Love's interface, which seems to be the nicest interface right now, the easiest to use. Okay, the way that we use it is, well, we have to generate a client. Now, once we generate the client, if we look at the, what is this? We look at the source here, there's Node.js, we look at the client here. Okay, we can see it's very simple. We get our deploy service here, which we're going to want to change this and get the deploy service too. Okay. And then the now here's the sample row line code.
Okay, actually, I'm good. I'm good. I don't want to take up any more of the time, but thank you. I appreciate that.
Oops.
Yeah, so that's what I need to know. All right, thank you.
Okay, I just wanted to look at this myself. And then, right, it sets out to be the deploy data, and then it does a sign of the deployed data with the deploy key. So I don't know. I can't see this easily right now, but it comes out to be fairly simple code once you've generated the protobuf client code. And what we were hoping to see was an example, all we need to do is figure out how to use this. And maybe have an example of somebody going through the process of using this. And Nutziver says the best thing to do is to just go through Thomas Love's example. And I guess we just change. I'm not sure exactly what changes are necessary, but if you want to continue, Steve, go ahead.
Yeah, well, I was, I know Lemuet, he's created a toolkit. So will this be, Lemuet, will you be able to use any of these proto files, or do you still need to use your toolkit for dApp?
I'll have a look at Arnaud client. I don't know exactly. I guess it's sort of the same thing as RChain toolkit, but it might be more complete because Arnaud RChain toolkit only supports a few APIs like deploy, propose, and listen data name.
Okay.
I guess the new library might propose all the RPC, all the proto services. So maybe I'll switch to that one. I'll have a look when I've got time.
Yeah, I'd be curious after you take a look at it and compare it to the toolkit, what additional functionality you get with the proto files. So, okay. Sorry, I've been cutting in and out today. I guess have any of you discussed or caught Ned, Gary, and Minuet up on our session earlier today on the R node testing, where we spoke with Arvin and the front end in the wallet?
I was not there. I saw it's on the development channel. I saw what he uploaded. It's yes, the wallet interface. As I said, that's very interesting. I guess I can't remember who's developing the wallet on RChain.
Well, this would be kind of a collaborative effort with Arvin. So he's a front end developer. Tomislav, he's familiar with the back end, and then Nutziver, he's up to speed or has a good familiarity with the connectivity with R node. So what we're going to do is have that session, that earlier time. It's 10 a.m. New York time. That session is going to be renamed Wallet Development and Testing. So next week we're going to invite several individuals in the RChain community who have been involved with wallets development over the past year. So it'll be more wallet. The topic will be geared specifically towards wallets, and also have some R node testing. So I've updated the calendar to reflect that for next week. My computer's finally connected to the internet, so let me switch over here.
And so this will be the official RChain wallet, or will there be a wallet issued by the main RChain developer team?
No, we're not going to be. RChain as a co-op will not be releasing a wallet. But one thing we're working on now is a spec to use a combination of the MetaMask and RChain APIs to create a proof of concept browser using the MetaMask Chrome plugin, where you'll be able to send to get your rev balance and then to send the rev somewhere. And this will not be for public consumption, but once we get the proof of concept done, the hope is that we will get exchanges to support it and basically say to them, here's the web page, here are all the calls you need to do, please implement this. And then an exchange could, on their web server, host this web page, and all the code that's needed to get balances and to send rev somewhere will be taken care of.
Okay, and I guess after that there will be an effort on a token, or is it just a rev, or does it include like ERC20 like tokens?
No, well, so the proof of concept we're doing is only going to be supporting of rev.
Great. Okay.
Yeah. And what we're going to do, again, it's not going to be for external use, because we don't want the liability of being in the wallet business, right? Somebody sends it to the wrong address, or
Right.
heaven forbid there's a bug in the software, and but what we want to do is make it as easy as possible for other folks to build the wallet, to build the functionality, at least give people a way easily through the web browser to get their address, to get their balance, and then to hopefully have, what we're thinking is the exchange will take what we did, and they will, instead of being able to send rev somewhere, they're going to just hard code their own internal rev, wallet for the user, and handle that all behind the scenes. So we just want to remove as many barriers to entry for anybody else.
Great. Okay.
And it was discussed earlier today, as far as there was a little bit of confusion as far as this rock and rev. It's not necessarily a transfer, but rather I'm trying to find my notes. Okay, there will not be a transfer procedure. All public keys on the Ethernet wallet will be granted the equal amount in rev. Ethereum keys will provide access to both rock and rev. If you want to transfer rev, you will use the Ethereum private keys to sign the transfer. So, Ned, does that sound accurate, as far as there's not necessarily a transition or a conversion of rock to rev, but you'll be able to use your Ethereum keys to grant access to your rev? Does that sound correct?
Yeah, so that's exactly right. So you will get so your rock isn't going to go anywhere, right? Your rock is going to remain, and it won't have much value after the swap, but I guess people, if they want to still use their rock, they're welcome. So the rock will still be there.
Okay.
And you'll be able to use your current private key to access that through whatever wallet you currently do. Now, the new wallet address for rev is going to be computed from the old so your public rev address is going to be computed from your public Ethereum address, right? And then, so you just need to go there, and you'll be able to see. So any Explorer that will support rev will be, and one of the things that we're going to build is we're going to show not only your balance, but we're going to show you your new rev address, which was derived from your public rev address, which is derived from your public rock address.
Okay.
And then to sign the transaction, to do anything with that, it's going to be the same private key.
The same private key. Gotcha. Okay. Well, good. We're slowly making headway as far as all the pieces coming together.
Well, we were, what Dimworm, I guess, was suggesting that we work with Arvin to create a wallet that would be from the community. And we were thinking that Thomas Love and Arvin and NetZipper might collaborate on developing that. I was wondering if, there's several ways we could provide that. We have the RChain app, which is needs to be updated to do the new signing. That's like a MetaMask type app, and what that would allow would be maybe, I thought maybe something like this could work with dApp to provide signing capability or something. I don't know, but that was one of the things we discussed was doing something like that. And it would be he was looking at just creating a like a My Ether wallet, a My RChain wallet website that people could go to and execute the interface.
Yeah, so that's the plan, and so yeah. Let's see here. I'm just reviewing some of my notes from earlier today. Oh, okay, so so Arvin needs about 1 to 2 weeks to build out his web interface. So when he's feeling comfortable with that, he's going to do a demonstration. So we can touch base with him, and we'll be communicating with him either through Discords or through our new wallet dApp meetup to see how he's progressing. But hopefully in a week or two we'll be able to see this demonstration. Now it's not going to have any functionality on the back end. This is just more of a show. And then in the meantime, hopefully we can speak with Tomislav to start getting oriented on the back end components of what we need in order for the back end piece to work. And slowly RChain core is being built out with the core functionality that we need for the wallet. So we're getting there. The pieces are slowly coming into place, but that's sort of a progression of events that are happening in sort of a timeline. So let's see here, and there's ticket number 2973. Hopefully everyone is able to pull up. Here, let me put this into the chat window here. So Arvin had asked, what is the procedure for getting TestRev to test through his My RChain wallet? So this ticket outlines the process for getting TestRev. So there's another ticket that's blocking this one, but it's they're both tickets are in process of being worked on. So so ideally, as the wallet development comes to be, we'll have TestRev to work with to explore the functionality of the wallet. So
what we have today is that there's a wallet.txt file, and if you want to get Rev to test with, you need to get a private key for one of the accounts that's in the wallets.txt Genesis file that has Rev. You can't. Okay, you can't. There's no faucet for Rev getting tested.
Right, right. So,
So if you got it, if you have the private key of one of these files in the wallet.txt file, or if somebody sends you some Rev that's in one of these accounts in the wallets.txt file, you can get Rev to test your program with.
yeah, thanks, Jim, for mentioning that, going over the mechanics. So we have a spreadsheet. Jim, myself, and NetZipper were the administrators. So when it comes time, we can certainly issue out the private keys so people can get access to test Rev. So we're just waiting on word for that functionality to be available.
This is on the testnet network, right?
Now, we're not waiting. We're not waiting for anything. We have wallets with Rev in them. Okay. Once the mechanism works for you to get test Rev from the faucet, you won't need to come to us anymore to get a wallet that has Rev.
Okay, great.
But today, if you need it,
Okay.
we can give you a private key that has Rev. Okay.
Okay. And will it be easy also to work on a local standalone R node to issue like local revs just on a single machine?
Yeah, you just need to create a wallets.txt file. So when you run the Genesis,
Okay.
it includes those accounts with those public keys with that revenue. And so you have the bonds.txt file, which has all the accounts that are bonded. You can use one of those, or you can use any account that you create that has a private and public key. That in the wallets.txt file. You're talking about when you run standalone?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks for clarifying, Jim. Apparently, I didn't have my story correct. I think maybe I have it now. So let's see here. So well, in any case, Arvin's not ready yet for test Rev. So when he is, then we can go ahead and start that, getting him a private key for that access. Okay.
Okay, great.
Yeah. So I'm just kind of reviewing my notes from earlier today. What does your availability here? Let me pull up my time zone converter here. Let me see what time let's see here. Let's see. So you're about 6 hours. Are you in Paris time zone by chance?
Yeah, that's right. I'm in France, so it's Paris time zone.
Okay, so looks like, I guess, 10 a.m. New York time is 4 p.m. Paris time.
Yeah, that's perfect. I'm used to working at night in France, so you know, right now it's 10 p.m. So I'm fine. All NY afternoon is fine for me, as well as morning.
Okay, good. So yeah, it's I'm sure you've seen the calendar. So so Tuesday, so it looks like Tuesday, September 24th at 4 p.m. Paris, France time, 10 a.m. New York time. That'll be our first wallet development and testing session. So we're hoping to have uh, a nice participation of
Okay.
people who've worked on wallet uh, tech in some capacity over the past year. So yeah, I'll put in sort of the names of
Okay.
everyone we're hoping to include or to join us.
Sorry, when is that going to be?
So it's you're in Pacific time. So it's Tuesday -3. So that's 7 a.m. It looks like.
Oh,
Yeah, a bit early. Sorry, Ned.
yeah, it's a little rough for me,
Yeah.
but maybe I'll join.
Okay.
Okay, great. Yes, I didn't work on any wallet-related issue, but that's one thing I want to work on because I need it for my dApp application, and maybe I'll have time to work with the my RChain wallet too. I'll see. So I'll be there on Tuesday.
Okay. Very good. Thank you.
Awesome.
So, okay. So I'm just kind of reviewing my notes from earlier today, picking up little pieces that I need to communicate to everyone. Here's a website that NetZipper provided. I had not seen it before. I thought it was, so this was, here, let me pull it up and I'll share my screen. So we talked earlier about RChain. So as I understand it, there's also this Ethereum signature examples. So, and I'm not sure how exactly it fits in, but apparently, we can leverage some of the development from Ethereum for signing of transactions. And this was NetZipper's examples of so simple signature examples for use with MetaMask. So whether we use this for my RChain wallet or not, he just wanted us to be aware of it. So we have this is a possibility. RChain. So, and what else anybody else comes up with. So
Yeah, actually, that webpage is Ian was doing some proof of concepts yesterday
okay.
with MetaMask and how easy it is. So yeah, so that's a good webpage.
Okay, good. So good. Just kind of making sure everyone's kind of on the same page as far as what information and new developments have kind of arisen just since earlier this morning. And I thought here's another, so here's, let me put this into the chat and I'll bring this up as well. So Arvin asked a good question earlier. Well, I can't quite rephrase it, but apparently, do I have my screen shared on? Let's see here. So the Rev Wallet contract is in the registry. So Jim, I think you were the one who, or maybe it was NetZipper who explained this to Arvin but I guess he was confused as far as if he needed to have this as part of functionality for his wallet, and we were trying to explain no. The Rev, there's a certain functionality with the Rev Vault. Jim, are you familiar enough with this? And I guess is this a blessed contract? I'm not sure, but the Rev Vault contract.
This is the actual rollout that you deploy to do a rev transfer.
Okay. Okay. So this is okay. So this is the actual rolling. Okay. You make some notes here.
Okay, great. I'll check it.
Okay. Good. So, all right. So I thought that was kind of interesting. And so, and all of that is in a folder. Let's see. Let me navigate. So yeah. So in this folder, there was lots of good stuff. So.
And I have a question for you, Jim. On this, the check balance.row file, is there a way to know balances from the gRPC API? Is there like a get balance?
The only thing you need to do is deploy a contract and read a result. So if you look at the check balance.row there.
Okay, let me pull it up.
Okay, this is, in the examples, they may have, deploy right to standard out hello world, right? Instead of the hello world, you put this contract in. And you get the balance of the account.
Okay.
Okay. Oh yeah, I see. So I can send a balance to an unforgeable name or something like that.
I'm sorry?
Okay. I see.
He said he can send a balance to an unforgeable name, and then by running check balance.row,
he would send rev. He would send rev to the rev address of another user.
Right. Okay. So you send rev to the web address, public address of another user,
right.
And then
that would be you would use the rev transfer.row. Check balance just is the way you can get the balance of somebody's.
Okay.
Okay.
Funds. You use
right.
Transfer funds now.
Okay. So this one's first. Transfer funds.
Right. You have to have rev in the account that you authenticate with.
And can I know the balance of a public key without deploying any Erlang code? That's my question.
You can't know anything without deploying Erlang code. There's nothing you can find. No. Oh, well, if you're using the gRPC interface, I think you're always going to be doing a deploy.
Because through gRPC interface, we can get the value of an unforgeable name. So it is strange not to be able to get the balance of an account the same way. Okay, maybe I'll like.
If we let's look at the check balance again.
Okay.
Because
I haven't really looked at this, so I probably should be careful what I say.
It means that anytime you want to know how many rev someone has, you have to deploy Erlang. That's a bit strange.
Well, that's the language of RChain. Why would you talk to it in some different language?
Okay, I'll dive into the code tomorrow, and I'll see.
I mean,
okay.
Um, yeah, I mean, this is, I mean, you know, the minimum row length you would send would just be to run some contract that, you know, which you couldn't get an enforceable name. But, so I suppose you could put this, you could make some simple method that's only one line that does this. But you would still
Yes.
have to look, you would still have to look up the enforceable name, right?
Yes, this is the thing I'm looking for, yes.
Right, now this does a,
Match.
row registry lookup. Well, okay. Well, I don't know. Certainly Nutzipper or Thomas Love can help give you a lot more certain answers. I haven't actually done any of this yet.
Okay, yes. I'll ask, I think Tomislav is quite advanced on this topic. So I'll ask him.
That's my understanding.
Okay, thank you.
All right, I've got to go. It's 4:06.
Okay, Jim, we didn't have any other sessions for today. Is that correct?
Oh, that's right. We do have sessions for today.
Do we have something right now for art, blockchain art related?
We did say we would use this, I guess, half hour anyway, for continuing our work from yesterday.
Right.
But at 4:30, supposedly we have the HoloChain starting.
Oh, okay. 4:30 is
I
HoloChain.
haven't reminded anybody of the HoloChain thing. I'm, hoping that we get a mentor.
Yeah.
And I'll wait until, I don't know, maybe we should put something. I should put something in the HoloChain channel.
Okay. So, okay. Thank you, Lamouette. I think we're done here today for the dApp developer group. I've got a couple of questions for Jim. So we're done for today's session, and look forward to seeing you next week at the wallet session.
Are they dApp developer questions?
No. So no, my question was, yeah, I thought with the blockchain art, if so, we're not having a blockchain art session now.
Well, nobody's here for it.
No. Okay.
Okay,
Have a good day.
I'm going to end the recording now.